Hey, it's Midnight in the Bay podcast. I'm your host, Alex Woody, coming to you from the Bay Area. Yes, Northern California. I don't know if there's any other Bay areas. Maybe in Australia. Good day, mate. Maybe in Japan. I don't know. Can't do the accents. Don't know the language, so I had to do the bow. I just want to give a little shout out to my listeners, my followers, my worship. Can I talk? I haven't smoked weed for 6 days. I just smoked, so bear with me with saying words. My worshipers. There we go. I just found out that the audio version of this podcast has not been being posted since episode like 304. That means Spotify, Apple, and silvertongueaudio.org has not been posting the podcast. Apparently there's something going on, a lawsuit, etc. But we're going to figure it out. For now, go to my YouTube channel, Midnight in the Bay Podcast, and that will be posted weekly until we get the audio portion figured out, and I'll keep you guys up to date. Donkey milk costs $2,000. That's a lot for liquid from an ass. My son just turned 11, and he sneezed really loud. A lot of snot came out. It was embarrassing. We're in the line at Starbucks. People were looking at me like, kill him. It was all like young people with blue hair. I was in Berkeley. And like young people hate kids. You ever bring a kid in, they're just like, ugh, this guy. I'm like, I'm sorry, I like sex with no protection. Like a fucking normal person. Who likes those things? No one. You know? Biden, he gets flack for the, gasoline prices, the falling down the stairs, the sun, being a shithead. But he never gets flack for setting up laws to get rid of condoms. Because let me tell you, those are the worst things ever invented. They say sugar's bad. Have you put on a condom and used it during sex? It's horrible. Yes, I'm going to be acting a little weird in this episode. Was on a family vacay. Didn't smoke for 6 days. Yeah, I haven't smoked for 6 days since birth. You know what I mean? I remember hitting it when my mom was, had me in her belly. Yeah, I'm not going to make sense this podcast. You're like, I'm glad the audio is not being uploaded. But, I remember taking hits from the belly as my mom went. That's why I was 3 weeks late. My mom was feeding me good because she get the munchies. You know what I mean? I was eating Doritos, Taco Bell, lasagna. I didn't want to leave that belly. Guys, they had to inject my mom with so much drugs for me to come out. They thought my mom was going to die. They're like, she's Janis Joplin level right now. Maybe he's going to be the lone survivor, Mark Wahlberg. And we both survive, unfortunately. I want to spend her money. No, she didn't have money back then, so I'm glad she's still alive so I can get an inheritance. And she's a great woman, too. I'm not going to lie. We have a lot of fun. She makes great food. You know what the great thing about going over your parents' house? If you have them and appreciate them, okay? That's the dad coming out of me. Is she lets me act like a kid again. I'll do the dishes for you. If I did that here, not wash a dish, woo, I'd hear about it. You know what I mean? But because everything's got to be fair in a marriage, if I do this, you have to do it. You know what I mean? There's like a democracy here. Over there, it's like I'm a slave owner. It's like I'm a king. Here, I'm a worker. I have no money. There, I got money. I'm royalty at my mom's house. She's putting food in my mouth. Try this. I'm giving you food to take home. Here's a check. It's really wonderful. Glad we both made the birth. You know what I mean? But she likes to tell people, he really ripped me a new one. 13 pounds, 160 stitches. Both me and my stepdad are looking down like, ugh, that is not an image that this church choir wants to imagine. You know what I mean? She would tell those stories to like the most inappropriate times, which is kind of where I get my inappropriateness. She doesn't swear, but that, and then my mom used to just fart and then leave the room. She would set me up. She was a prankster. She didn't know it. And then I'd be sitting there, chubby kid, drooling, got a milk stain on a black t-shirt. And people are like, God, this kid, he needs to go to the military. This kid needs to do a fucking push-up. But, don't blame me. Video games were new. The dial-up internet, Britney Spears. I didn't have time to work out, okay? I remember I skipped out on football practice. Where's Woody? Where is he? I'm having fun. You're supposed to do that as a kid, Oh, yeah, I would have got shot by my teammates in the military, Pat Tillman. I try not to pick my nose, because if I do, I'm like a coke addict. I gotta, do it all before I'm done, and you realize the family's looking at you, I realized picking nose was gross when I was hanging out with a friend back in the day, and he started doing it. And we're in the car, I'm driving, we're on a road trip, and he's next to me, and he's going, and I'm like looking at him at the corner of my eye. He thinks I can't see him. Guess what, guy? I wish I was educated so I could remember that word. Perfect vision, And I realized, wow, picking your nose is gross. People can teach you things. And, let me tell you, you ever been next to someone, they pick their nose? It's disgusting. But then you do it in the car, you're like, this is great. This is wonderful. Awesome. I used to pick my nose a lot when I did coke, too, and you eat the boogers like, I'm getting high right now. You kind of did, too. I used to rub boogers in my gums. Okay, I'm done. I will say one thing. I want to admit, if you're still on here, I wipe my booger on a Target rack. You know what I mean? Like, on some clothes at Target. I mean, they're worth $1 billion. I don't know. I had a huge booger. I didn't want to eat it because that's disgusting. I think Jeffrey Dahmer ate boogers and they killed people, so I don't eat boogers, but I put that on the t-shirt, and it was like a black t-shirt just in front of the men's wear aisle. Well, who am I gonna lie? It was a woman's t-shirt. I have to get that back. I had some ex-girlfriends there. Big booger right there on the sleeve. And I even took a picture. It's disgusting. Can I get arrested for that? For damaging retail property, commercial property with a booger? I don't know why. I felt like getting back at Target, so I just wiped the booger on a shirt that I didn't buy. Now I feel guilty. And now I'm going to go back tonight and probably buy this shirt. Can I buy this shirt? Oh my god, there's a booger on the sleeve. Yeah, I don't mind. They're going to be like, this guy is so fat. Is he fat because he just eats boogers on sleeves? Are you supposed to laugh at your own shit? People think it's hack. Fuck you. Lick my nuts and my toes, bitch. Oh, I'm having fun. You gotta have fun. You know what I mean? You gotta have fun. In a lift the other day, taking a lift. I should get a lift. You know what I mean? I feel like a woman sometimes. You got more chins than the Chin family next door. Lift it is. If I lived in LA, I'd be all lifted. I'd be like a fucking SUV. Took a lift the other day because I'm cheap and can't afford Uber. And the driver, well, I'll tell you what ethnic region he came from, but he didn't shave, and he... That was a crazy laugh. Dad's got crazy laughs, let me tell you. He was, let's just say he likes to talk on the Bluetooth a lot. B.O. up the wazoo. I haven't met one of the guys that didn't have B.O. Is it like against the religion to wear deodorant? I don't think people from, you guess the region, wear deodorant. I really don't, but it's fine. They're hairy. Maybe that helps it. It doesn't. It makes it worse. I think if you're hairless, like I think Japanese people, they don't have to wear deodorant. But this region, talking about that, very stinky. And I'm sitting in the back, and it's 25-minute drive. I know it was very cheap. I was like, how much will 25-minute? Wow, really? $10? Okay, Lyft is great. And then it said add tip at the end. I was like, You ever not tip a Lyft? You get out of there. You add the tip. You go to like add the tip and hit 0 when like you see the guy gone. Like one time I didn't tip a guy, and he was close by, and I just saw him glare at me. I'm like, this guy's gonna stab me in the neck. And then I realized I'm fat. People don't kill fat people. Only pretty people. Haha. See you, Cindy. In the lift. I haven't smoked for 6 days. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like a high school kid again. In the lift. We're going to finish. And the guy kept playing the same song over and over again. And I thought it was like, just gonna change the song. And then I asked him, I said, hey, what's going on here? You want to change it, guy? He did not respond. This guy, I asked him again, I said, hey, the song's repeating. You have shuffle on? And I don't think they liked that because he did not say a word. And then when I got out, he goes, oh, guys, hey, and I was like, oh, shit, this guy's either was deaf or retarded. I don't know. But he's off the shit list. Because let me tell you, when he wasn't responding to me, I had that fucking list out. Everyone's got that list of just people you want to murder. That one coworker, that family member, that fucking cashier at CVS on Thornton Avenue. Oh, I want to... It's another podcast. And let me tell you, he crossed. Anytime you deal with a handicap, it's crossed off. You get a pass because that's a lot to deal with. I feel handicapped myself sometimes. Especially when I'm smoking 6 days. Siri, my back. Oh shit. Fuck. Oof. Don't get fat, folks. Holy shit. That was crazy. Oh my god. That was crazy back pain. Oh my god. I need to take better care of myself. Siri is like an old person with bad hearing. When it comes to the voice text, oh god, how I wrote that. I must have been, am I sure I didn't smoke 6 days? Siri's like an old person with bad hearing. Hand sanitizer. Siri, cancel cousin? Yeah, I got a cousin that didn't get a Christmas card this year. Sorry, it's Siri's fault. You ever try to blame technology on why you were an asshole? That never works. You voice text a girlfriend. Love ya. You look down, it says, hate ya, cunt. You're like, what the fuck? I didn't know Siri was British. Sure, really? It was the phone? Really? So, the great thing about having parents and grandparents and growing up in the suburbs is they pay for trips. Thanks. Yeah, my kid turned 11 and Grandma wanted help with a trip. Hey, why don't you take him to Florida? You wanted to kill him too. Alligator. I like your style, Grandma. She was like, Disney World, idiot. Florida it is. So we go to Florida. Affordable plane tickets are the, you know how you get affordable plane tickets? When you leave at odd hours of the day and night. We fly out, I asked my wife, hey, when are we flying out for that trip? 4:30 a.m. Huh? That military planes that ran that early. You know? What time we gotta get up? 2. I might as well just go to a rave and do ecstasy and stay up. You know, she's like, you're not gonna do that. You're 35 with a bad back. Coming home, I almost died. I almost didn't even. Well, the podcast is late. You'll see it's a day late. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the podcast Monday. I was so freaking tired. And I was like, you pay for what you get. You know, because when we came home, and I'll get to the trip, like you guys care. You know, come on, just waste my time at work. I'm bored and I'm sick of Joe Rogan. When we came home, eesh, that's how you know it's a cheap flight. Get home at 1 a.m. I had to work the next day. I came into work. They thought, you know, someone hit me over the head with a crowbar at the bar. Crowbar at the bar. What am I, writing a fucking Dr. Seuss? The guy looks at me at work and goes, what's wrong with you? Are you on drugs? I said, no, I'm tired. Paid $50 for a flight. He's like, oh yeah, I've been there too, guy. There's duct tape on the wing. I'm like, is that safe? The plane was flopping all around. They didn't even take the seatbelt sign off. That didn't go off. Yeah, that's how you know you're in a great airplane, is when they don't take that off. Sorry, we hit some turbulence. I'm like, there's sunshine. And you know how this makes you feel great on a plane, I tell you? When there's ashtrays there? What year was this plane made? You know? Which, by the way, it's hilarious to me that they had a smoking and non-smoking section on the plane. Like, smoke can't travel. Like, when it gets to the non-smoking, it's like, hold it, stop. We can't go past that. It's off limits. We need to respect these people. Let's give these assholes some lung cancer. They invite us to the party. Let these Mormon people rest in peace. Alive. This lady on the plane walked by my seat. She looked back and smiled. I elbowed the guy next to me. I go, that chick wants to bang. He goes, that's my wife. Stewardess? I just pretended to be asleep. After that, I was like, I am not waking up. And I felt the guy staring at me. I'm like, I am not. And that's the problem sometimes when you joke off stage, is you say, you know, jokey things when it's kind of true. And they don't like it, you know. He didn't like it. My wife next to me didn't like it. My kid was, you know, looking at the iPad like they're killing our kids' brains, by the way. And I'm just, look at the pad the whole time, you know. The robots, that's how they're going to get us. Look at screens. We'll start with a TV. And then eventually, they'll start with a 13-inch TV with shitty video. And then they'll get good video. And then the screens will get big and big. And then they'll get small and small so they can watch it everywhere. And their minds will melt. And then that's when we'll get them. And we'll be the top of the earth. And robots will rule this planet. I'm telling you guys, it's happening. And I'm not listening to this spot because I watch so much TV and pads. I'm like, okay, robots, just take my brain. I don't care. This is great. We get to Florida. We get to Disneyland. And, you know, we travel with the in-laws. They're old. They're broken. I'm looking at them like, is that how I'm going to be in my wheelchair, oxygen mask, while I sleep? Taking a bunch of pills during the day. I was like, actually, that kind of looks fun. Can I be old? You know, walkers are actually kind of cool. They help. I kind of want to walk with a walker. I'm not going to lie. That's just not a good look. But fuck it. Maybe I should just walk around a walker. I don't know. Are people going to yell at me like, hey, you're not actually handicapped? I was worried about that because the in-laws stayed at our hotel. And we went out and about and had the rental car. And they had their little handicap placard. Okay? And I don't feel guilty if I'm driving, they put that up there in the car, you know. They have a hard time walking. Their bones are breaking every second. But when it's just me and my family, I kind of feel guilty. And I'm not gonna lie, when we're there, it was raining. I pulled up in that handicap spot. I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to hell. Thank God hell's not real. Just going on the ground. Oh my God, if everyone thought we just go on the ground, can you imagine the chaos in this world? It'd be burning down right now. I would have to worry about guys jumping through the window and fucking raping my cat. You know what I mean? Thank God for religion, for telling people there is something, you better act this way or you're going there. Because if we didn't have religion, it would, and to talk to people like that, it'd be chaos around here. Anyways, you gotta look at every side of things. But I use a handicap sticker, and my wife's like, just limp out the car. I'm like, you fucking instigator. You know what I mean? She's all high and mighty, don't tell me to swear in front of the kid. And now she's like, oh yeah, the handicap sticker is great. So I limp out the car, I go in, and we eat dinner, right? We come out, pouring rain. I run to the car, not even thinking there's like a group of people outside. I'm like, oh, great. And they gonna come knock on the window. Hey, you're not handicapped. What the fuck are you doing? You liar. You're going to jail. How could you? I'm pulling down your pants and showing everyone your ding dong. I'm like, oh, what does that have to do with me pretending to be handicapped? I felt guilty. I hope hell's not real. I hope you just go in the soil. But, got a little glimpse into how, being old and stuff. And it's got its perks. Let me tell you, that handicap placard. There's got to be people out there with fake handicap placards that do that all the time. Now, that's too much. I did it twice, maybe 3 times on the trip. I'm not doing it here. The copy machine didn't work. I couldn't get that placard down. I tried to put that placard in my backpack. She's like, where is it? My mother-in-law, where's that placard? Oh, God. I want it, I want to use it. Anyways, those placards are addicting. But, we do things we're not supposed to do, and that's part of life. You learn from it. You learn from the guilt. If I have one right now, I use it. So, we go to Disney World. Now, let me tell you, you go to an amusement park, you forget about the lines. You know what I mean? You're excited for the rides. You can't wait to go on, Thor and Black Widow's cooch and Iron Man's forehead. You're like, I love these rides. And then you get to one of them and it's 200 hours waiting time. And then you go by the fast pass, but that's, an arm and a leg and grandma's titty. That's, what I mean? It's like, well, I'm not going to pay that much money just to get ahead and go on a 30-second ride. You already pay so much money for the pass. And the crazy part is you spend all this money and then you go on the ride, you're like, I don't feel good. Come on, I just spent $1,600 on pro-nausea medicine. You know what I mean? That's like taking a pill because you want to throw up, because you don't want to feel good. Ecstasy. We get in a line for a ride. I took some edibles. Didn't smoke. Take a break from the lungs. They're black enough. Took an edible like an adult. It's kicking in. And we're getting closer to a ride, and it says, an announcement comes on, and it keeps repeating itself. It was like a medical commercial. If you have high blood pressure, neck problems, expecting to be a mother, I looked at my stomach, and I think I am a mother. Are you bald, fat, stupid? You shouldn't ride this ride. Ride to ride. Can't think of another word because I didn't fucking do college. Idiot. I'm thinking in my head, am I gonna die? My son's looking at me, what's wrong? But he said it like an Asian guy, what's wrong? Because he's so cute and young. I went from grinning like a numbskull to terrified. And I'll tell you another problem. You go to these amusement parks, you realize about the lines, you're like, I need a drink, I grab a drink, Guess what the problem is with drinking? You gotta pee, it's a diuretic. Well, I wanted a diuretic and die in this line. Because I had to pee bad. Those beers, those couple, your wife says, hey, take the credit card, buy me a Chardonnay, buy the kid an apple juice, buy yourself a beer. You're like, thanks, madam. Well, you gotta, if you're a true dad, you get 2 beers and you pound one before going back, And they're looking around like fucking Asian tourists in San Francisco. Oh, And so I pound one, I go back, and I got in that line, and that 2 beer pee is no joke. It's pushing the fucking urethra. It's like, foo. It's like that, one of those wooden posts that people try to knock down castle doors. That's his pee wanting to come out. And I held it. I was like, this is training. I was like a monk. I closed my eyes. Little came out. I'm not gonna lie, a little came out. But I was wearing black jeans. If you have a urethra problem, wear black jeans. So, anyways, the Pirates of the Caribbean boat was tipping. I felt so fat. People on the boat were like, "Oh my god, why is it tipping to the left?" And the person in front of me is skinny, the person behind me is skinny. It's a Small World. You ever been on that ride? They have all the countries. It's a small world after all. Over and over again. You're almost hypnotized. They're doing it on purpose. I was waiting for someone to take my wallet and my watch. I was like, this is hypnotizing. It's a small world. There's no other word. And it's all different regions of the world. And we went through all of them. I said, you know what? Where's the Oakland one? Bang, 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 bang. Hearing cars. Saw a homeless guy working at Disney. His shoes had no shoelaces. He had a scruffy beard and his hair was all messed up. I was like, and he was hitting the button on the rides, and he's the button pusher, but that's all he did was push the buttons. It's kind of scary, but good for Disney. People hate that noise. I love it. Because I'm doing it. Someone else did it. I would hate it. Some lady in line in one of the rides was reading. Hey, we get it. You're smart. Nice book. Everyone else is talking to each other on the phone. She's reading. You got a book. You're in an amusement park. What are you doing? Throw it down. I was ready to kick that book. I wish I had so much money I could do shit like that. Run your car into someone driving slow or being a jerk. Kicking someone's book in line. Taking someone's coffee. Angela? Yeah, that's mine. Why you take my coffee? Here's a bunch of money. You know what I mean? Crashing the guy. Why'd you crash into me? Here's a bunch of money. Kick the book. Here's a bunch of money. Money solves problems. Money helps pranks. A California tap house was at Disney World. It was all beers from California, wine. They had a stoner guy in there. Hey, what up, man? That was his job, just saying that. I was thinking to myself, people just think Californians eat charcuterie boards, pretzels, Chardonnay. That was everything they offer there. I heard this one couple next to me, oh my god, charcuterie board. I just heard about the wine people eating these. I'm like, that's okay. Jeez. Great. There's a park with all the countries there. One of the amusement parks, there's a bunch. You're like, what city am I in? There's a Mexico part. I heard a kid go, and then turn his head and goes, I'm speaking Mexican. I'm like, that is one of the best jokes I've heard. I saw Mickey Mouse. I think he's a pervert. I saw him hugging people, and then the girl with the leggings with the booty out hugged really tight. It's like, oh, geez, dude. Cool, that's my wife. I'm not gonna lie, though. I wouldn't mind if he did that, so I wouldn't, because that's gonna be big, right? Didn't see one angry person in Disneyland. Don't know how people take mushrooms at Disneyland. All the fucking amount of people, the scary, people saying you're gonna die, do you have high blood pressure? Yeah, I might, just, oh my god, the characters are kind of freaky. The people dressed up in the costumes, like, they are real. Mickey is real. Yeah, I couldn't do mushrooms with all the anxiety too. Ooh-wee. I had a friend hit me up. He was like freaking out. I'm like, what'd you do? He's like, I took 10 milligrams of weed. This guy told me he wants to take mushrooms. I'm like, don't take them. You don't want to try those. You can't handle 10 milligrams of weed. Ooh. Man. Hey, but that's been the show. I had to end. But come see me live. I'm going to be at Stevie's Bar in San Jose, California tomorrow, 8 p.m. Check my Instagram, _Alex Woody Comedy. And then I'm going to be at Tommy T's Comedy Club in Pleasanton, 8 p.m. Thursday, December 21st. Then I'm at Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco, 8 p.m. That's going to be a fantastic show. Come check me out. I got a lot more stories and jokes. Love you, guy. Adios.